Hey everyone, my name's Adam, and welcome back to AI Simplified. Have you ever felt stuck staring at a blank page, struggling to bring your ideas to life? What if I told you AI could help supercharge your creativity without replacing your unique voice? Today, we're diving into how creatives like you can unlock your full potential using AI tools. Whether you're an artist, writer, musician, or designer, there's something here that just might blow your mind. AI is changing the game for creative industries. These tools aren't here to take over, they're here to amplify what you already do best. From speeding up workflows to inspiring fresh ideas, AI is giving creatives a powerful new edge. For designers, we have apps like Adobe Sensei, which uses AI to help you craft stunning visuals faster than ever. Writers, we have tools like Grammarly and Jasper that we've talked about before that help polish drafts and even polish your final versions of your scripts. Musicians, try Amper Music to compose tracks with the help of AI. And for visual artists, DALL-E can turn your wildest ideas into images, even if you can't draw a stick figure. There are tons of tools out there, and they're getting better every day. So, how does AI actually help you to create? AI takes care of the boring stuff, like editing, formatting, or generating drafts, so you can stay in flow. It even gives you new ideas when you're stuck and lets you experiment with styles or formats you might never try on your own. Think of it as a creative partner, not a replacement. Keeping the soul, keeping the creativity in your project is important. But sometimes we all get stuck. You have writer's block. You have that creative block, right? Sometimes you need a little bit of help. That's what AI is here for. In the world right now, whether you see it or not, artists are using AI to help them. Whether it's through image generation to get a good baseline for their project, whether it's having AI write a draft of a script, or for a movie, for a play, write general outlines for those same kind of things to be able to apply to that. AI is out there and being used by your competition in the creative field. So you honestly need to get on board with that, at least to start. See if it helps. It's not for everybody, right? But the idea to just completely shift away from it or completely disregard it as being any sort of practical help whatsoever, to me just seems like you're doing yourself a disservice, right? I studied theater in college. I've got a college degree actually in theater arts. If I had tools like ChatGPT and whatnot when I was in school, I would have been able to crank out script after script after script, because you can get the ideas, but sometimes the hard part is getting that outline in place and making the story make sense, right? Being able to brainstorm with someone, right? But you don't necessarily want to share your idea because you keep it very close to your heart and to your soul. You don't want to put that out into the world with somebody that you don't know whether or not they're going to tear it down or, God forbid, steal your idea, right? Being able to brainstorm and bounce ideas off of ChatGPT is arguably the best way to do it. Like, you can set up your structure that it's an expert in the field of 1800s literature, or it's an expert in Shakespearean plays and that time frame, right? So that when you bounce those ideas off of it, of trying to write a play or write a story about a certain timeline, or even the fact checking aspect of it, right? Is that you want to make sure that you have the details of your story correct, right? Just being able to take a list of, hey, did this actually happen? A, B, C, D, E, and sending that off to ChatGPT. And then it says, well, no, actually, this didn't happen. It's a common misconception, et cetera, et cetera. You're able to immediately have that information and know that you're outputting the best version of your project. Like I said, think of it as that assistant. Think of it as being able to just throw a question to someone and they immediately have that answer while you're in that creative flow. Your flow is no longer broken. It's no longer completely shut down by you having to do all of this research. Or you get through an entire draft, and then when you go and do the fact checking yourself, you realize this idea is wrong, this idea is bad, et cetera, and now you're right back at square one. Whereas when you're able to bounce off of something like ChatGPT while you're working on your project, it's a completely different world. Of course, as always, we do need to talk about the ethical concerns. I always try to add these sections into my videos so that people know that I'm not just blindly pushing this agenda of AI. Is it cool? Is it productive? Is it helpful? Yes. Are there ethical concerns surrounding it? Absolutely, especially in the creative field, right? When we talk about AI image generation, taking jobs away from graphic designers and whatnot. We talk about the ability to fully write scripts, taking away from those creative minds, right? The biggest thing that I will say is that if you are in those fields, is your potential livelihood in jeopardy? Yes. Right? How can you adapt? How can you evolve as you would in any field? Right? Get in now and learn how to utilize AI to make your life easier. Take on more clients, build that business plan, get into that creative field, output more content, output more art, output more and more and more into the world through your vision, through your scope, through your lens, because that's the one thing that AI can't replicate, and I don't think ever will be able to replicate, is the human scope on the project, the human vision, being able to input your feeling into it. Is that you get a good baseline for these projects, you get outlines, you get script structure and whatnot, but it's never going to be human. When we talk about owning the rights to the AI projects and whatnot, right? That's why I always say that you want to use it as an assistant, not as the end all be all, because we've talked about it previously with essay writing and whatnot, and it'll come up in a future video of students using it to study and things like that, is that it shouldn't be taken as the gospel, as 100%. Like, you need to fact check it. You can't just copy paste, submit, away you go, right? Because then we get into plagiarism, because ultimately AI pulls algorithms from existing content. Sure, it's able to restructure it and pull from hundreds of different sources and put something together, but ultimately all of the content that it has exists somewhere in the world. It's able to pull it into that algorithm, rebuild it, and create something new, similar to a lot of art, honestly, and a lot of music. Like, how many songs do you know that utilize the same 4 chords in order and just change up the flow and change up the lyrics? Or how many artists do you know that paint very similar pictures, right? There's a little bit of a different spin on it, but the argument can be made either way, I suppose. But always utilize it in tandem with your own work. Don't allow it to completely replace you. Here's the thing, everyone. At the end of the day, AI isn't here to replace your creativity. It's here to elevate it. I know it may not seem like that now, but we're still working out the kinks of these tools as they're being built. All of this different content, it's all playing its own part, right? By embracing these tools, you can break through creative blocks, work faster, explore new styles, and bring your boldest ideas to life. We're at a point now with the creation of anything in life that we are more advanced and more evolved and able to do it better than ever before in the history of mankind. Experiment, explore, see where AI can take your creativity. I encourage everyone to utilize these tools. Look back through my content if you're worried or if you're scared about AI. I've talked about ChatGPT. I've talked about the ethical concerns of it. I've talked about the different tools that exist in the world for creators, right? Whether it's image generation, script generation, proofreading, all of these other things. And it'll be talked about in future videos of mine as well, because ultimately the whole point of this channel for me is to simplify AI. That's it. I mean, it's It's in the name, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's to try to make it more palatable, try to have it be more understandable to people that don't really know about the content. That's what I'm here for. And ultimately, I don't even know all about it, right? I'm learning along with you guys. I just want to document that journey, and I hope you're along for the ride. I want to thank everyone for checking out the video. Link in my description to my Discord server where you can ask questions, suggest future video ideas, have access to my entire catalog of stuff, have access to future programs. My name is Adam, and this has been AI Simplified.